Alright, Acts chapter 18. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately came from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them. And because he was of the same craft, he abided with them, and walked by their occupation. They were tent markers, and he reasoned in Sodurus every Sabbath, and saddened the Jews and the Greeks. And when Silas and Tertius were come from Macedonia, Paul was pressed in the Spirit, and testified to the Jews that that Jesus was Christ. And when they opposed themselves and blasphemed, he shook his raiment and said unto them, Your blood be upon your own head. I am clean. From henceforth I will go unto Gentiles. And he departed there, and entered into a certain man's house named Justus, one that worshipped God, whose house joined her to the Cyrene and Cyprus. Chief ruler of the Cyrenians believed on the Lord, which all his house and many of the comers here believed and were baptized. Then spoke the Lord to Paul in the night by vision, Be afraid, but speak and hold not thy peace. For I am thee, and no man shall set on thee to hurt thee, for I have much people in the city. And he continued there a year and 6 months, teaching the word of God among him. And when Gallio was the deputy of our Christ, the Jews made insurrection for one accord against Paul, and brought him to judgment seat, saying, This fellow pursued men to worship God continually to the Lord, the law. And when Paul was now about to open his mouth, Gallio said unto the Jews, If it were a matter of wrong or lauders, or ye Jews ransom, would that I here bear with you. But if it be a question of words and names, and your law, look ye to for it. I will be no judge of such matter. And he drove him from the judgment seat. Then all the Greeks took Sorus, the chief ruler of the Sagamars, and beat him before the judgment seat. And Gallio cried for none of those things. And Paul after this there yet a good while, and then took his leaves of brethren, and saw these into the Cyrus, with him Priscilla and Aquila, having shorn his head, and Syria, for he had a vow. And he came to Ephesians, and left them there, but he himself entered into the church, and reasoned the Jews, when they desire him to tarry long time with them, he continued not, but bade them farewell, saying, I must by all means keep this feast that cometh in Jerusalem, but I will return again unto you, if God will. And he sailed from Ephesus. And when he had landed at Caesarea and gone up in the Saturn, the church, he went down to Antioch, and after he had spent some time there, he departed and went over all the country of Galilee and Perea, in order strength of all disciples. And a certain Jew named Apostle, born Alexandria, an eloquent man and mighty, and the scriptures came to Ephesus. This man was introduced in the way of the Lord, and being fount in the Spirit, he spoke and taught diligently the things of the Lord, knowing only the baptism of John. And he began to speak, behold, in the Cyrus, whom when Aquila and Priscilla had, they took him unto them, and expanded unto him the way of God more perfect. And when he was disposed to pass a Sharia to breathe, wrote, exhorting the disciples to receive him, who, when he was come, helped them much which had believed them grace, for he convinced the Jews that publicly showed by the scriptures that Jesus was Christ.